Hi, my name is Lana. Welcome back to my channel. Last night I spent 40 minutes curling my hair into tight curls and I woke up with loose waves. I am very upset about this. Anyway, today I will be talking to you about sequels. There are a lot of series that I've started and some of them I have no real interest in picking up their sequels, but here is a list of the series that I would like to continue in. I'm not gonna go too much in depth into every series because we'll be here forever, so bear with me. First, I would like to start with Dark is the Night series. I have read 2 books and a novella, I read The Light Amongst Shadows, the first book, Hymn in the Silence, the second book, which I actually prefer to the first one. Then I read one of the novellas, the Christmas novella, and there's one more novella and a book 3, The Wrath of Wolves, which I'm planning to read in March. I am so excited. This is one of my favorite series. It's set in Victorian England. It's paranormal. It has an LGBT romance at its center and mystery and crime fighting, I guess. Next is the Farseer trilogy by Robin Hobb. Last year I read The Assassin's Apprentice for the Magical-a-thon. I really enjoyed it. I didn't absolutely love it, but I heard from other people that the series gets better with each book, and the next book in the series is The Royal Assassin, and right now I'm having trouble finding it in Moscow, but I'm also not searching too hard because this is not a priority, so I don't really need to buy it right now, but I definitely do plan to continue in the series. Next is the Seven Waters series by Juliet Marillier. I read Daughter of the Forest, I was gonna say earlier this year. It was last year and I enjoyed it. Again, it wasn't like an all-time favorite book, but I really enjoyed the writing and the world building, and Jean mentioned that the second book is her favorite in the series, so I think I will read the second one, which is Son of the Shadows. This series has right now 6 books. I'm not gonna lie, I don't think I will read all 6 books, but I definitely want to read the next one and see how I feel about that one. Next is the Blood of Stars series. I read Spin the Dawn by Elizabeth Lim also last year during the Magical-a-thon, and I enjoyed it. It wasn't a favorite again, but I actually really liked it, and I would like to see where the story goes on to next. It's set in a fantastical land which is based on Chinese culture, and it's about a girl who's a tailor, but there's also magic in there, and there's a romance that's doomed from the start, and it's all kinds of fun. Next is the Curse Breaker series. Again, during the Magical-a-thon, I read A Curse for Dark and Lonely, and I gave it 5 stars. It was in one of my favorite books of last year. I absolutely adored it. Since then, the next book in the series, A Heart So Fierce and Broken, has come out. I already own it. I just need to find the time to read it. And the third book in the series comes out this year. It has come out? Oh, it came out already this year. Oh, I really need to get started on the sequels. And next I want to mention the series These Witches Don't Burn, which is a YA contemporary fantasy about witches in Salem. And it also has an LGBT romance at the core of it. And it was so unexpected when I read the first book. There were so many turns that I absolutely did not see coming. And the next book in the series is This Coven Won't Break, which is one that I really need to get to. Oh, I forgot Terry Pratchett. Last year I read Going Postal, which was my first Discworld book, and I really enjoyed it. I already bought Weird Sisters, which I will be reading next in the series, and I have plans for like the other books that I want to read in the Discworld. I don't know if I ever want to complete the series, but I'm definitely very excited about Weird Sisters and all the other books that I have my eye on. So one of my favorite books in 2020 was Magpie Murders by Anthony Horowitz. I really really enjoyed it. And the second book in these, this is the Susan Ryland series, came out last year, Moonflower Murders, which I really want to get to. I already own the book, so hopefully I'll get to it soon. And talking about Anthony Horowitz, there's actually another series that I would like to follow, which is the Detective Daniel Hawthorne series. I read The Word is Murder last year, which I didn't love as much as Magpie Murders. I don't think this is a, how do I put this, like an exceptional detective series, at least this book, but I still am intrigued to follow it, if that makes sense. And the next book in the series is The Sentence is Death, and it's the audiobook is available in the library, and I think I will read it soon-ish. And of course I need to mention Agatha Christie. This is the only book that I read of Agatha Christie, the ABC Murders. I didn't like it, but I'm hoping that if I follow the series for long enough, I will find my favorite Agatha Christie book. And next book that I'm reading in the series, this is the Poirot series, will be Death on the Nile, which I will be reading in March. And apart from the Poirot books, which I am interested in several, not really, I don't know if I really want to read all Poirot books, but recently I've been really interested in starting the Marple series and reading the books in order. So I might do that after I'm done with Poirot. We will see. Okay, next, bromance books. The first one that I want to mention is the Well Met series. I really enjoyed Well Met when I read it. I think it was last year again, or the year before that, I don't remember. Part of why I really enjoyed Well Met was because it's set during the Renaissance fair, so it has that Elizabethan Shakespearean touch, which, you know, I adore. And I'm hoping that the next book, which is Well Played, will also be as lovely as Well Met was. Then I have the Undercover Bromance, which is the second book of the Bromance book club. I really enjoyed the first one. It did things that I didn't expect it to do, and in a good way. And the discussions and the themes of it really spoke to me, and I'm hoping that it will continue in the second book. I have heard mixed things about the third book in the series, Crazy Stupid Bromance, that it's not as good. So I don't know if I will continue the series to the last book, but definitely want to read the second book in the series. And that is it for the series that already have sequels out. I do want to mention a bunch of books that are part of a series, but there's only one book out, and I would like to continue the series when the sequels come out. And first I want to mention Think of England by KJ Charles. I think this might be my very first KJ Charles that I read, and I think that's also partly why I love it so much. And it's a historical romance with a mystery thriller element to it. I'm pretty sure she is working on a sequel. I don't know if it will be about other characters from that setting or continuing with the characters that we were following in the first book, which I would love. Next is King of Scars series. I just punched myself in the book. This is the first Leigh Bardugo that I read. This was my introduction into the Grisha verse, and I absolutely adored it, and it ended on a cliffhanger, so I'm very interested to know what will happen next. After I read this book, I read the Six of Crows Duology, and I plan to read Shadow and Bone before the TV show on Netflix comes out in April. This book kind of spoiled all other books for me because it is the latest in their timeline, and but I don't care. It was so good, so good, and I cannot wait for the second book. It says that Rule of Wolves is expected to be published in 2021, so hopefully it will come out soon. Next is another book by Leigh Bardugo, which is The Nine House, and this is part of the Alex Stern series. I have no idea when the sequel is coming out, but there will be a sequel because the way it ended kind of hinted that, you know, there's more to come. There was one mystery in the book that was not revealed, a character that we have yet to learn more about, and I cannot wait. I had an interesting time with this book. I didn't love it when I finished it, but the more time passed, the more I thought about this book, the more I realized that, oh, I really liked it. And the next series that I want to talk about that might be controversial, but I actually have no idea if it is. And that is the Simon Snow series by Rainbow Rowell. I read Carry On last year, and I enjoyed it. It wasn't, you know, mind-blowing, but it was pretty fun. And then I read Wayward Sun, which is the second book that people have been hating on. I definitely can see why people were very disappointed by that book, but I sort of feel like she is building up to something, so I want to see what will happen in the third book, which is Any Way the Wind Blows, and it should be published this year, because I think the second book was pretty much all a setup for what's to come. Yeah, I'm very curious to see what she has planned for these characters, because there's a lot that could happen, but we don't know. Anyway, these were all the series that I am very excited to continue in. Let me know if you've read any of these. If you can recommend something to me, I would love a recommendation, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching.